Ms.Joen from Nirmala College for Women in the department English SF, and I will be teaching you English under the subject English and Media Studies. I'm going to introduce what is Media Studies to you today. Okay, when I talk about Media Studies, then I'll ask you the first question. What is media, or what is mass media? Now, knowing this definition is important. Okay, what does media do? That should be our question. Now, media spreads information. That is the major work of media. It takes information from the source and spreads it to one person or a huge number of people. So that is what media is. The first job of media is to spread information. Now, it refers, a book definition would go like this. It refers to the process of disseminating and exchanging information through diverse media platforms to reach the masses. Now, for media to work, it has to make use of certain tools. Now, this is where media tools or mass communication or mass media comes in. Now, mass media are of many types. You have television, radios, internet, print media, outdoor media, and there are many sort of media tools that is used by mass communication to spread information. Now, when we talk about mass communication itself, which transfers information openly, like out there from the top of your head, you'll be able to tell me there are many methods. For example, you have journalism. Yes, a person, a newspaper guy, or a television personality. What they will do is these journalists, they will run behind stories. They find out stories, write it, or write a story, and then they will publish it in newspapers, or they will put it up in their broadcast in their news channels. So this is the first major form of mass communication, where we communicate information, and there are other platforms as well which are not very well known. Like we as students do not easily categorize these things under mass communication, but these do come under mass communication, and I want to mention them to you. You have social media. For example, if you have a social media account and then you take a picture and you post it, that goes to your friends, and your friends will share it to other people, and in a way that information that you posted is communicated to a huge number of people. Your community will find out the information, right? So therefore, social media in itself also transfers information, so it does come under the heading mass communication. Now, you have films. Okay, films also, since many people watch the same film, a content delivered by the film is transmitted to many people, and so if one particular film talks about a social issue, that content is transmitted to many people. So it also transfers information. Then you have advertising, public relations, you have books. One book is read by many, so the information is transferred. Then you have magazines, newspapers, journals, photography, and radio, and even games. Okay, games. Many people are in touch with that particular application. So, for example, if somebody puts up an ad there, then that ad is transmitted to every person who uses or plays the game. So, therefore, these platforms that you might not think actually is a part of mass communication is actually a part of mass communication. So you need to learn to categorize. Now, mass media or mass communication has people in it. Without people, nothing is possible, right? A person has to be involved to make things happen. So therefore, you have media people, and these, to give them a technical name, you can call them media planners. Now, how do they make use of mass communication? What do they do, and how do they sell their products? Now, media planners, these people, their main job is to select appropriate media channels that can effectively communicate the advertising message to a targeted audience. Now, there are many, I've given you pointers, and from that you can learn their job a bit more clearly. They will, first of all, analyze what is trendy. That is what they'll do first, and then they will try to give you what is trendy based on what you know. For example, not everybody uses floppy disks and pen drives. All those things are gone, right? Nowadays everyone travels with a phone, so they will try to communicate the ad or the message of the ad in a phone itself. Okay, they won't particularly use any other app, so they will keep up with technology. What technology is the current world using? That is where we have to talk to the people through. That is their plan. Okay, and then they will also determine whether the effects of the product they're selling or the ad they're putting up is long or short, so that they can extract as much as possible out of it. And then they will look at weaknesses. For example, if they're selling a product, they will see if their product is weak, if their product is strong, if the ad is weak or strong. And they will also see the nature of the product, how attractive it is to the audience. Will this product sell more? That all these things they will find out. And they will also have a list of what the audience needs, and based on that they will create their products, and they will have ways to distribute it to you. Not everybody has Apple phone, right? So Apple phone will get a different ad, and then Android users will get a different ad, desktop users will get a different ad, laptop users will get a different ad, and all these things. And for example, an American cannot get if that person is given an ad in relation to Pani Puri, will he know? He won't know, right, what Pani Puri is. It will be Greek and Latin to him. So similarly, they will target audience. Americans will get American kind of ad, and Indians will get Indian kind of ad. So that's how media planners, they use their ads, their products to penetrate into the audience, and then they will try to attract customers. This is their main job, and they will do this job with mass communication, with transfer of information as in power in their hand. They will be able to do all these things. Now, mass media in itself has advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Now, when you look at advantages, the first main thing is that based on India as our country is a democratic nation. You know that, right? Now, India being a democratic nation, it is ruled by governments. There are parties. Parties, ruling party, and then the opposing party. These parties are there. So obviously, these power positions are held by people. We generally cannot trust them completely. So we need a neutral party to talk about both the parties, both the ruling party and the opposing party. And this neutral party job has been taken by media. Okay, media takes up this job, and it acts as a watchdog of our society, of our government, of our democracy. Okay, it talks both about the ruling party and about the opposition party. And so therefore, we as commoners, as citizens of this country, we will be able to keep in touch with what is actually happening. Okay, we need a neutral party to tell the truth of both the sides, right? So that is how this happens. And there are other advantages, like mass media being a tool. What it will do is it will go talk to people from lower castes, people who are rejected, marginalized. It will talk to them, find out their problems, and put it up in media, put it up in TV or newspaper or magazines, so that everybody else will be able to identify the problems. So it gives voice to people who do not have a voice. That is a big deal. That is one major advantage. Then you have communication. Obviously, everybody we are able to communicate because of media. And then cultures. Okay, India in itself, it has diverse cultures. Now all these cultures are communicated to different areas through media, through television, through films, and all these things. We are introduced to different cultures. And then obviously media is the center of information. Okay, we get information from media only. Internet being a part of media is the biggest source of information today. And then we also have disadvantages. Okay, media being the center of communication, within a minute information is transmitted, but the problem is there are high chances of the information to be fake. Now this is a problem. Then especially in case of social media, if you accidentally put up something you don't want people to see, and people will see it in minutes. Now there is compromised privacy, and especially because of social media today, people have health issues. Okay, they equate their value based on what people like and people dislike. Okay, so therefore mental issues is a big problem because of media today, and then unnecessary things are highlighted because of media today, and then obviously because of every information, every important information is stored in our phone. There is high possibility of fraud and hacking because of media. Now, like you must have understood advantages and disadvantages, but in general, we have mass media as a tool that exists in our world, has functions, and we have to learn these functions. Now, mass media is an opinion. Media in itself is an opinion maker. Okay, we get information about different countries, and that is how through media, and that is how our opinion about those countries forms. So media has a big job of making opinions inside people's heads. Okay, so it has to take up that job seriously, and then we talk a lot about other countries today. Before, people don't even know that some other country exists. Okay, before media, but today we know. We can. Every information is one click away. Every information we need about some other country, some city in the corner of the world, everything is all one click away. So in a way, the world has become smaller because of media. Nothing is far away. Now, and obviously trade has been possible because of media. Online selling and buying has been possible because of media. This is the big advantage for us. And then we have the previous idea itself. It becomes a watchdog for every government in the world. Now that is another big job of media. And then it transmits cultures, values, traditions from one corner of the world to another corner of the world. If you like that person's tradition, you can adapt it to your life. That's how media works. Now, it majorly, it brings people together. Now, that is the biggest function of mass media. Please read up the points. They are precise, and you will be able to understand better. Now, I am teaching media studies because media in itself has a big scope, for careers in future. When in future, after you finish your UG or your PG, if you enter into the field of media, there your career options are huge. So that's why understanding media and the new developments of media is important, because today's world, and especially the generation that is going to come after you, also are going to be highly media centric. Okay, so you need to understand media, you need to know the purpose, and the main purpose of teaching media studies or learning media studies is because there are huge career options for you. You'll be able to learn latest media trends, and then you will be able to prepare for a media related career in future, and then you will be able to develop your way of talking to people, or the way of life in base with media as a center.